Welcome to the Mindset Mirror Connection. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the cost of getting lean. A lot of people think that it takes a little bit to get very lean. That is far from the truth. So we're going to talk about the reality of what it takes to get into these very lean bodies, the misconceptions, and then where you should live in the middle. So if you're ready, I want you to listen up and lean in as we elevate your mind.
Hi, Christina.
Hi, Amanda. We don't say each other's names enough.
We're going to put that on the potty naughty
the
list.
potty naughty list, which we have likes, da-da-das, mic movements.
Correct.
Not saying each other's
Well,
names.
and I would say actually the last podcast hitting my elbow against the wall.
And my dog.
And your dog.
She's currently sitting here. Anywho, I have something exciting to tell you.
What?
So, remember we talked about being at the conference and doing the speaking and the BNI, and I was like, okay, I need my people.
Attract my tribe.
Yes, I like that. So I've made a deal with myself. Like if you see someone online that you really respect, you like their content, rather than feeling like, oh, they're doing it better, reach out to them.
Yeah.
Right. Or if you just like them, reach out to them. And I've done it a couple of times without any response.
Yeah.
And I reached out to Maverick Willett, I believe it is, or Willis. Is Maverick Online Coaching.
Maverick Online Coaching.
Yes. He is like a 6'3" bearded dude, Army veteran, but his content is so similar to ours. So
As a male?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. It's funny you say that because so I leave him a message and I say,
I would leave him a lot of messages. We'll put it that way.
Maverick, you're welcome. Stupid.
All right.
So I leave him a voice note because I'm like, all the AI and stuff. So I'm like, hi, I'm not trying to sell you anything. First thing I have to say, because I didn't want him to think I was like an SEO or a fucking business coach.
Do you need to make $10,000 today?
Yeah. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm like, I'm really loving your content. This is what I do. I'm really just trying to connect with people in the space that have similar messages.
Sure.
So
potty naughty
list. He responds right away and we set up a Zoom that we did yesterday and we talked for over an hour.
An hour?
Yes.
Yes. Incredible.
And we talked about everything.
Let me backtrack. Did you find his content was him?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
1000%.
That's good.
He and I talked about, the struggle in the space. He gave me some business advice.
Ooh.
The other thing we talked about is all of his staff are female. His clientele is female. I believe he said he grew up with. So
why did he gravitate towards female?
I didn't actually. I believe he said he grew up with all women in his life. And so, he does such a great job of understanding, because here's the thing that when he said it, I was like, oh, that's interesting. He's like, I have my own struggles. I might not be in a female body, right? But I struggle with self-worth. I struggle with
like the typical female identification struggles.
Yeah. And so he didn't say that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, he talks about his own struggles of, feeling it like you're not perfect, or feeling like you're not good enough, and expressing that, and that men are gravitated towards that and women are, and that just happened to be how he did it. We talked about the things we used to do that we do differently. And it was so beautiful. I left with so much joy and excitement and like buzz.
Yeah.
And he's like, whatever I can do to help you.
Your rocks off.
Yeah. Not really, Mark. Don't worry.
Mark listen to this?
He does.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah, does Michael?
No, I wish.
Michael.
I know.
Watch out, Michael Maverick. No, I think he's married. Anyway, so
me too.
Wah, wah, wah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so awesome conversation.
Yay! I'm proud of you, though.
Thank you.
Because instead of you could have DM'd him and been like, oh, whatever. Okay, next one. But I think that was great. And good on him for being like, yeah, let's connect.
Well, and he also said, he goes, I don't talk to a lot of coaches because they're all BS. And he gave me the most beautiful compliments. Yeah.
Oh.
He's like, you are enough with what you're doing. Do not worry if you're not getting all the attention, the Instagram, the this, the that. And he's like, you have the credentials, you have the personality. And so it was nice.
That's nice.
I know.
Isn't that so nice when someone you meet randomly that has no essentially background on you but then they like find all the things that you're like, oh,
like, yeah,
thank
that
you.
is me. Thank you. No, I'm just kidding. And it was just nice because I've reached out to other people to like be on their podcast, and they are not nearly have as many followers as him. He's got like 900,000 followers on TikTok.
Oh, on TikTok.
I know he said that. I don't know about Instagram, but he's in the like 10 of thousands for sure. And they're just like, there's that vibe of like, you're not good enough yet, big enough yet. That's the vibe.
He has 216,000 on Insta.
That's huge.
Yes. But I'm not on TikTok, so.
It's like, you're going to maybe even take from me. It's like, no, babe. And he and I were talking about, it's like, there's millions of people out there that struggle with this stuff. It's not a pie.
To me, that's not even like, at some point, people are going to be more selective of who they go to because they've been so jaded by their past experiences. Right. So they could say they've come across him and they come across you. Mm-hmm. They could have a coaching call with both of you to see who they would rather work with. I'm offering the same thing, essentially, the same kind of packaging. And they could decide based on personality.
Right. It's right? Connection. We talked about connection.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like when I would, like, as a therapist, if I wasn't vibing with someone, that's the first thing that I've got to say, hey, I think you'd be better off with this person because you vibe with them. Because at the end of the day, here's the difference between you and I and our staff in a selective, not selective, but a small amount of people, him being one of them, is we're just here to help people. We did not get into this business to make a ton of money. We did not get in this business to show off our asses. We're here to help people in the capacity that works for us.
Yeah.
And that's it. So if you're going to get help by going to him, awesome.
Right.
Awesome. Like, he's great.
There's a lot of people that need help.
Right. And like we talked about last time, it's like, over the years, maybe they went through our program, and then over the years something happened and they need a different program. It's fine. I don't get my feelings hurt, like, as long as you're growth, you have growth and you're,
it's like going through different therapists in a way, right? As long as they're a good therapist, but like my high school therapist probably wouldn't equate to my adult therapist.
Girl.
Yes.
You know how many times we had this conversation? There are bad therapists out there.
There are terrible therapists out there. I've had terrible therapists.
2 women in the past month are like, yeah, my therapist just keeps telling me, wow, you're so self-aware. It seems like everything's okay. And for me, I'm like,
sometimes that's terrible.
Correct.
Yeah. Sometimes
why is this person so self-aware?
Right.
Why is she always like looking and analyzing and putting it through her, filters and bringing it out? That is a part of her trauma. She's had to like look at everything and figure out how that person feels and change her response.
You're talking about somebody I know right now. And I've been telling, like, why don't you just take a minute? Just take a minute.
Yeah.
But there's always, I've got to go to therapy. I got to work on this. And I'm like, sometimes we just need to take a minute. Like,
you bring up another point. The person who's like, I need to fix this now. I need to fix it now.
Right. Like, where I want this feeling to go away. I want this family dynamic to be resolved. And it's like, sometimes it just doesn't get resolved.
Correct.
Yeah.
It does not get resolved, or it's good for a little bit, and then something in your life brings it back up.
This is a really good transition or kind of segue to what we're talking about today, though. Like, think about, okay, so how this is, sorry, hit the dang mic. How we're talking about the cost of getting lean, right? Okay, so and this is going to brain dump, so my thoughts aren't clearly concise, but so we're going to this therapist, we're trying to get there, we're perseverating on it. So let's think about the body of the cost of getting lean. We want to get lean. Tell me what to do right now to get lean. Yeah. Tell me what to do. So I the
segue queen. I'm also a singer. Oh, I've not used these mics to sing. I'm going to do that when you leave.
This room's going to turn into a karaoke.
Absolutely. It's no longer Mark's office. We should, if anyone's listening who has a podcast room, I think we need a podcast room.
I thought, yeah. Did I send you some? I thought I did.
Did you? I don't think so. Don't look at it now.
Okay. I was like,
don't shame
last
me.
Time we had this conversation, I was like, let's just look.
Yeah. So
anyway,
it's going to be much better. So no, I agree. That is a good segue, but I'm going to segue back. No, it's literally
moonwalk.
Right. Boop, boop. I used to be good at that.
You are good at that. Remember, you won that competition.
Okay. So my favorite bar in Vegas is the Carnival Court, and it's like this circle bar. They do flair, and then they have these live crazy bands. And I did a moonwalk contest, and I won it.
Shocking.
You're welcome.
Champion of 2024.
Yeah.
I know 2023.
Yeah. Oh, now I got to redeem myself when I'm there next weekend. Yep. So my favorite thing, and again, he and I talked about this, was when the client says, nobody's ever asked me that before. No one's ever asked me that before, right? Or no one's ever taught me that before. So segue back, we're going to teach you how to do this the right way. Boom. Da, 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 da. I'm dancing. So cost of getting lean. Why did I want to bring this up? I have clients who are like, I just don't understand. Like, I should be seeing progress already. I should be looking this way already. Or, I've been doing the things. Why am I not right? I don't care about the da-da-das. They're fucking happening.
I like the da-da-das.
Yeah. So that's what I want to bring up.
Well, I think they think because I'm doing this the right way now, it should all fall in place. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's been 2 months.
Yeah. Even 4 months, right?
2 months of 4 months. We'll give them benefit of the doubt. 4 months of doing it the right way. And that's a quote, like a heavy quote unquote.
Oh yeah.
And even then, is it really the right way if you're only doing it the right way to get the lean? Like,
right. Correct. Also, they equate the work they did before. They're like, well, I've been doing this for whatever minute, but you weren't doing it the right way before. So we can't, like, that cancels out what you did before. Actually, what you did before is making the right way harder.
Yeah, that's one thing that I have to, like, as a coach, it's not the right meme, but it's the meme. You know where Leonardo DiCaprio, it has that meme where he turns to the side. I think it's from
Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street, where he's like biting his fist.
Yeah.
That is one, like, that face pops up in my mind when a client says, but I did this before and I know it wasn't the right way, but I got super lean. Mm-hmm. And so I just don't understand why it's the right way. And now I'm not getting super lean. Right. I just want to be like, you're comparing yourself to a completely different version.
Mm-hmm. That's we're going to talk about that version.
I was in college and I was this way when I played this sport, but now in high school, I was on varsity. And so now I don't understand why I came and hit the ball, like, for the club sport. And it's like, what? You're in fucking college. This is way different.
Right. Welcome to the big league, babe. Yeah. And it's true. And there's so many misconceptions about what it actually takes.
Yes.
You may be in a deficit or have gone through maintenance, a surplus. You may have gone through all three over a year's time. You may have seen PRs in the gym. However, you also went out with your friends and you had off weeks. You were, you have drinks sometimes and you're just like, I don't understand. You might be tracking all that.
Yeah.
You might be tracking all of it. But that's the thing. That's why I wanted to bring it up. That is awesome. If you can live your life like that, great. I'm promoting that. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about what getting lean actually is. Yeah. Right. So I want to talk more about misconceptions.
Okay.
So the misconception, should just happen. Right. I should just look ripped, have a 6-pack, this part of my body should fall off. What else? What do you have?
I want to also note misconception equates to unrealistic expectation.
Ooh, yeah.
Right. Because you could say the misconception is that I would look and feel this certain way, but the unrealistic expectation of getting there can happen too. So yes, I should, since I'm doing it right, it should happen. Also of like I think they think, and there's a spectrum of leanness too. Mm-hmm. I think one thing that I see is when a client reaches, so say we're in month 1, they have an ideal self of what they look like for their leanness at month 6. They've reached that at month 6, but it's not enough now.
Right.
They think once they reach that month 6 or whatever that is in their brain, that it'll be like, okay, that's what I wanted. Mm-hmm. But I will guarantee you when you get to that lean, there's that edge that you want more, or it's not enough, or you're not recognizing like, no, this was the point that you were trying to get to.
Right.
And we're done.
Right. Well, and for us, we're always, our whole goal is to not have the outcome be the goal. Yes. Right. So we hope with our methods that people get to that point and they feel good, but maybe they get to that point a little bit too early in their mindset shift, right? Was what you're talking about. And it's true. And you bring up another good point. Once you get pretty lean, you want more.
Yeah.
You want more. So I'm going to share my story real quick. I did this challenge and lost a ton of weight. I was working out a lot.
What year is this?
2017.
Okay.
Like 7 days a week.
Ooh.
I was not eating very much. I got pretty lean just from this 4-month challenge. Kept going, worked with a coach who was, I'm surprised my metabolism works. Put me in 1350. I was doing 2-a-days.
Ooh.
I got so lean that, and even then I was still 15% body fat.
Ooh.
I look like Skeletor. And for me, I was just like, yay. And then I I'm lean. And then it's the torture of keeping it.
Yeah.
Then we go on trips to Mexico. I'm the only one working out. No one else is,
And you're not doing like a good body weight workout. You're
I'm
going
doing
after.
HIIT. I was jumping. Okay, let's talk about this. We were in Mexico. We're staying at Airbnb. There was a little courtyard, and I did a whole HIIT workout on the bench.
Yep.
For an hour.
Yeah, I bet.
An hour. Then walked to our friend's house.
Why not?
Stupid. So that was me. That was my like leanest time, and my face looked okay. It looked so bad, you guys. I was seeing an esthetician. She goes, honestly, you need some filler.
Really?
She's like your
like
face
just sunken.
I was sunk. I will, if we can, put the pictures up. I look so bad. And what we don't realize is, if we're looking at people who are on stage, like competing, like, have you ever seen someone competing in person?
Dude, that's one thing with bodybuilding that I just like, I don't understand. I really, really don't understand bodybuilding because of what you're doing long-term, what you're putting your body through short-term. And then to me, when I'm like, I don't understand the tan thing. I mean, I get like why they do it, but it's like, I don't understand that. And I also don't understand like the posing, it's just so extraneous for me. Like I am not the right coach for you if that's what you want to do. But it's you're putting yourself in a very compromised situation to look very skin and bony, in my opinion. With muscle, if you can.
I don't understand it. I don't have enough education on the origins of it. I did watch Arnold and like a couple other series that helped me understand like that whole thing. I have many clients who are ex-competitors who are now trying to have a better relationship with their body and food. Their metabolism is shot. Their relationship with food is so extreme and their body is so extreme because they have this vision of themselves. So I thought about competing. And Mark's like, abso-fucking-lutely not.
Shut it down.
No, he goes, you will win. And then you're going to be a fucking lunatic afterwards. Yeah. Because what was I after the 15%?
I had a lunatic. I had a client who was a trainer one time. And so she want to get lean, right? Because now I'm training people. They need to see that like
this is.
If you do this, like then, and I would be like, okay, I mean, you're pretty there. The next step would be essentially bodybuilding. And she was like, oh, don't want that. I was like, well, I mean, that's kind of where you're heading. So if that's where you want to go, let's recognize it. But if that's not where you want to go, then we need to work on where you're at and realizing what you've accomplished and what you find enjoyable for the day.
It's very important, and we have to take into consideration what your body is going through too. Like I have a client with PCOS and she doesn't want to get like that. She just wants to lose weight.
Okay.
And we've worked in maintenance most of the time. We'll do mini cuts when she has the mental and physical capacity to do so. And it's been so slow. It's been so slow and she gets frustrated, but picture over picture, like we do pictures every week. She doesn't weigh herself at all. Every month she's seeing progress, but it's so slow. So it's also keeping in mind, like, what is my body going through? If I'm over 50, it's just going to look different. I just had this conversation with another client of like, your skin is different as you get older. You know, you don't have as much elasticity, collagen. Right. And, you know, really having the, you know, come to Jesus moment with yourself.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the come to Jesus.
Okay.
Are you willing to not go out to eat?
So this is what it actually takes.
Well, yes.
Essentially.
Sure.
Okay.
Are you willing not to go out to eat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you willing to bring Tupperware to family, friend, party, anywhere you go that's going to be in your mealtime?
Yep. Oh God.
Yeah.
Mealtime. Are you ready to get rid of alcohol?
Are you ready to not like have any dessert?
Oh yeah. No dessert.
Yeah.
Mainly, are you ready to eat not mainly, all processed foods? Now, for some people, now we have like creamies and stuff. You could probably throw some of those in there. But when people are in this kind of cut, like severe cut, which, you know, I don't want to talk about like prep. I don't have any experience. So again, we talked about not having experience in certain things. That is not us.
Right.
So I'm just going to talk about this from my experience. If I had something like a creamy, I might have done that back then, but I was not. I was eating egg whites at the end of the night to hit my macros. Right. My macros were to the point I was eating a shit ton.
Well, that's what you're getting at is your macros need to be to the point. Yeah. There is no guessing. There is weighing every single thing that is going in your mouth.
Sending it to my coach and then her being like, okay, you need a cup of egg whites. Yeah. And eating that at 9 p.m.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I did this.
I would say, another thing too that I often see in that space or getting leaner space is they start getting leaner and leaner cuts of meat too.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
So instead of the steak, we're going to do chicken breast or tilapia or not even chicken breast, like calorie wise. So no more chicken thighs. We're doing chicken breast. No more 93.7 like we talked about in the other podcast. You got to do 99.1 turkey, ground turkey.
Right.
No burgers.
No egg yolk.
No egg yolk. No salmon. Shrimp is fine. Tilapia.
Avocado. Get it out of here. Banana. Gotta go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Berries. Egg white.
Yeah.
Non-fat Greek yogurt. Right. Black coffee. So we're going to bounce around on this a little bit. We like to stay structured, but I'm going to come back to the expectations. These are all around the expectations too. Like understanding the compromise with people who get super duper lean. Now, we haven't even touched training.
Oh.
So something we have to also talk about is for people who look super shredded, especially on stage, there's been a year or so work building up to that.
Hopefully.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't want to say everyone does that, but there's, you have to go through this whole bulk and maintenance phase. That too is uncomfortable. Right. For me, I didn't do any of that. I just exposed the muscle that I basically had. And I had a lot of muscle because I have been training my whole life, right? Not whole life, but yeah. So, training though, you are lifting, you're lifting often, you're lifting heavy, right? You're not doing, these, 10-pound weights. You're lifting heavy. You're getting, hitting PRs. You are at one time, I've done this multiple times. And this coach was a bodybuilding coach. I had to do, when I got closer to the event, it was 45-minute cardio sessions on top of 6 days of training. It was a 6-day split.
So here's my kind of plot twist, because I work with prenatal, postpartum mostly. As a mom, when are you going to do that? Oh, that's a mandatory 2 hours. So a mandatory 1 hour in the gym, right?
It was 2 hours.
So 2 hours. So a mandatory 2 hours in the gym plus your cardio session. So there's 3 hours.
Oh, I'm saying
altogether. Okay. So we'll say average 14 hours a week that you're not with your family.
I woke up at 3:50 a.m. 3:50 a.m. to fit this into my day.
Yeah.
And go to Lifetime and do my 2 hours so I can get home by 6.
Start the day.
Start the. Sometimes luckily it was Lifetime, so I would go eat breakfast there, get ready there, and leave from there.
Well, and here's the other thing too that made me think of it. you've got to prepare for the day in advance too, or multiple days in advance. You can't just wake up and be like, man, I don't have lunch ready, so I'll grab salad and go or something like that on the way. No, you've got to have it.
I will say I did eat a lot of market salads from Chick-fil-A.
Probably.
That's what I ate.
What are those? Probably 300 calories.
180.
180 calories?
Without the, ready for this? Without the granola, without the almonds. Fat-free syrup, dressing.
With chicken? Grilled chicken?
Double. God. Yeah. I'm sharing this with you guys because, especially, I can only speak for our clients. Like, you are, able to live a life outside of this and look amazing. You've got to change this perception in your head. This is really for them and anyone else who needs to hear this. I would eat that on the road because I often traveled for work at the time. I finally bought a 6-pack cooler, got meal prep, brought meal prep on the plane, made sure I had a refrigerator at my hotel, ate my meal prep at a conference, and could barely was freaking the fuck out when my sales team, when we went out to eat.
Oh yeah. Cause you're like, how am I going to make this work?
Yeah.
And especially if they didn't know where they were eating yet either. So you couldn't look ahead at the menu.
Oh, it's a steakhouse. I was like, scallops.
Yeah. No butter. Dry as fuck.
Oh, I used to say
no butter, no oil.
No butter, no oil.
Yeah.
No butter, no oil. Right. And would have to, again, wake up really early, get my workout in, I remember being in a sales I did sales for like 5 years, guys, just to clear my head between therapy and ultimately building this company. And we would be at sales conferences and there'd be all these treats. And I'm just looking, what did I do? I remember I concocted something together. I remember there was a apple. I don't even know if it was that. Anyways, I
made a fruit salad instead of a treat or something. I concocted
something together. Well,
let me put this even this way. So you have the treats. Yeah, that's okay. So some of my clients, they like to make treats themselves and kind of put a spin on it. Instead of flour, they'll use almond flour. Or instead of sugar, they'll use honey or something okay, fine. If you want to do that, you can do that. I used to do that too. But then at the end of the day, I realized I just really want the fucking cookie. If I want the cookie, I'm going to have the cookie. I don't like to bake. I have no desire to bake.
Crumble has mini cookies on Mondays.
I'm not a crumble girl. I know. Sorry. I'm
fine.
A chunk.
Please send all your mini crumbles to my house.
But you have to realize too, that if you are going for this ultimate state of leanness, those are gone. Even your healthy baked treats are out.
Oh yeah. And again, you guys, we're talking extreme here. We're talking what you see on social media,
that they're not showing you.
Right. No, they're not showing you.
Or they are showing you and you're going, oh yeah, you're thinking I could do that.
Well, you said it the other day, if people saw how I'd see how you eat. And I'm like, I don't leave anything like that.
Oh.
Yeah. I was like, it's a little bit more pizzazz.
Yeah.
I remember what it was. I don't know how I got my hands on hard-boiled eggs, but I cut them. I took the egg
yolk out
of it. Yeah. And I had 4 of them. And then I think I had a little bit of apple. And that was everyone else is eating the trail mix, the this, the that. And that's what I'm eating. And everyone's like, you're so good.
Yeah. So you're like, yeah, I know.
You're so good. I know. Teach me how to do it. And in my head, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And then now I'm like, thank God I never taught you how to do that. Because it was horrible.
It's not hard. It's not hard. It's but I'm suffering.
Yeah. I had Roger was one of my customers. I walked in. He goes, you look like shit.
Really?
Yes. I couldn't even think. I was eating, but
not really.
I wasn't. Yeah. Right. So
bless Roger's heart.
I love him. I should check in with him. He's been one of my biggest supporters. He's amazing. I hope he's still kicking. He's an older man.
Okay.
So just the stupid shit, right? I would eat Jell-O.
Ew.
I would eat Jell-O. That was my treat. Jell-O. Jello. Sugar-free.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
Pickles, cucumbers.
Chew gum.
Yeah. Hi, Brookie. Come here. Yeah. So that's a part of the reality and then the training. So now I'm hungry.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go back to training too.
We did a 6-day split.
Right. With your 45-minute cardio.
45 minutes of cardio. It started, I believe, at 2, went up to 3, went to 4.
Right. So, okay, I'm going to backtrack that though. So what people don't understand is that you don't start with cardio right off the bat when you're doing this. So you're going to have your strength training. It's probably a split routine. So mandatory 5 days bare minimum, probably 4 maybe, but you're going to start there. Then as you get closer and closer to prep or wanting to get more and more lean, you're going to add more and more cardio.
Oh, yeah.
More and more. And at some point, if you're not eating enough, then you're strength training for, an hour a day, 5 to 6 days a week. Then you're doing cardio for a minimum of an hour a day.
And drinking a gallon of water.
And then drinking a gallon of water. Something's going to give.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So if it's not
sanity.
Yeah. If it's not your sanity, it's going to be a relationship because you don't have time. Like if you're dating someone who's also like that or who is supporting it extensively. So your relationships are going to give, friendships are going to give because you can't go out to eat. And if you do go out to eat, you're just sitting there essentially. Right. But even if you're going out to eat, you're probably not because you need to get home to go to sleep because you're waking up at 3 a.m. to go to the gym.
Yes. I remember clearly we went on a trip to Breckenridge and our friends brought all of the snacks. Now, Mark was doing this initial challenge with me. We had to find our own food. We had to find a restaurant to get like similar meal to what we were supposed to eat. Right. I did have drinks that weekend for one day and I drank tequila shots.
Of course.
Because, and then we were at the lodge and I had a turkey burger. I remember that. I remember
turkey
a
burger,
girls'
no
night.
bun, no cheese.
Yeah.
Lettuce, tomato.
Yeah.
Maybe
mustard. And a salad.
Yeah.
With no dressing.
Yeah.
So I remember being at a girls' night. Everyone's drinking. I'm like, well, I'll be the driver. I drink soda water. I had a crudité.
What's a crudité?
Vegetable platter.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Like this is what happened. Now, again, I am not speaking as a competitor. I have not been through that process. I'm just talking about our clients who
want to get lean.
Seen even me look that way.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm a pretty lean human not naturally. I've been dancing since I was 3 fucking years old. I have not stopped since I was 3. So my body, the resting metabolism, the muscle mass has been high majority of my life. So I can get leaner. Mark always says I can change the channel and my muscle will pop out like in my arm because I picked up a weight.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm not talking as that. So you guys, if you're listening to this and you've been through the competitive deal, you're like, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. Exactly. We've not been through that. We're talking about the clients who look at the people and are like, how do I look like that?
That's what I was going to say is like, what we need to emphasize is this is the point where you're like, how do I maintain this leanness that I reached? Right. And this is what you have to do. Like, I cannot fathom another way. Right. Like, and maybe there's someone out there who can prove me wrong and be like, no, you can eat what you want and do this and do that. And great. I hope that works for you. But for a majority of the people we work with, that's what you have to do. And for a majority of you that we work with, this is not realistic.
No.
This is going to impact your, like I said, your relationships, everything. For example, your work. Like, I'm sure your work productivity kind of went down.
Yeah.
Or you're going to overstimulate and overcompensate, and then you're even more tired and stressed. So either way, something's going to break, and then you're not going to recognize it. Something else is going to break. Something else is going to break. And then on top of that, too.
I tore my labrum.
Really? Yeah.
In my hip.
There you go.
I broke.
Well, and then hormones, too. Like, your hormones are created off of the nutrition that you give it.
Funny. I had a hysterectomy that year.
Oh, here we go. See?
Boom, bop, bing. Exactly. Something's going to give.
Yeah.
And I talked about this already. I have that ability to turn that switch on. And it's not a superpower, y'all.
It's sometimes a cross to bear.
It's kryptonite.
Yeah.
It's kryptonite to know I can do that, right? I'm healthier in a healthier mindset. And you're probably thinking, wait, you were a coach, you're a trainer. Like, why did you do that? Because that's what coaches and trainers were doing.
Right.
It wasn't until I want to say, at least for me in the past, I don't know, it was like 2017, 18, so maybe like 2019. 20-ish, and that was like the pandemic, I was able to like sit down and like read and, do a lot of other things because my training career was more group fit at first. So that was what I knew. Right. And then I went through and started educating myself more. And so anyhow, what was I saying?
I don't know.
No,
I was just following along.
Why was I doing it? Yeah. Okay. Come back. So, for me, it was just, I'm counting macros, right? That was the new thing, was counting macros. I hadn't counted macros before. So this is how you do it. So I'm doing it. I was strength training, right? I wasn't doing intensive cardio work, right? At one point I was, because I was doing that challenge with F45.
Oh.
Yeah. So
that always starts with a challenge.
I know. And, anyway. So for our clients, for the people listening, you have to be realistic. Do my behaviors sound like any of this? Maybe out of, say that was 10 things I listed that you have to give up or do. Maybe you do 3 or 4, right? But you're not doing the other 6. That's a good place to be, right? What I don't want you to think of when I say, do your behaviors, the question really is, do your behaviors mimic your expectation? Right?
Yeah.
So if you're going out with your girlfriends and having the drinks and enjoying your night out with your husband, and you're strength training 2 to 4 days a week, you're walking, you're enjoying a variety of foods. We talked about sustainable eating last episode. You're in a good place.
Right.
And you will not be in that leanest body. And you, quite frankly, you probably don't want to fucking be there. Like, you're not going to give up the things for a good reason to get there. Right. And that's what I'm trying to say. Hopefully I reiterated that correctly.
You reiterated it, rephrase it, but let's put it this way.
Yeah.
If you're finding yourself able to enjoy nights out with friends or spa days with your girlfriends or treats with your husbands, birthday cakes with your grandkids or your kids, if you're able to make it to the gym or work out or do something you enjoy that's active, you're in a good spot.
Yes. Stop being so fucking hard on yourself.
That has nothing to do with your mental part of that, but just looking at the data part of what am I doing for my health? Am I eating mostly whole foods? Am I eating throughout the day? Am I listening to my body? And am I doing activities that serve me? Yes. Okay. That's already a really good spot to be. Now, can I take that and further reflect and say, this is my capacity? If I want to achieve more of a look, what does that look like realistically? Do I have that in me?
And how can I do that? What am I going to take?
Yeah, there's a give and take for it. And if that give is not worth sacrificing time with your kids or your relationship or your girlfriends, your mental health, then we have to change the expectations of what we're going to do. And it's really hard to do that. Like,
and the expectations of what you
will look like. It's very, very hard to just be okay and neutral. But the more you can reflect and be like, this is what it would take. This is the more. And I don't really want to do that. And it's okay to not want to do that. But it's okay to not punish yourself for being able to do what you physically can do.
Right. One thing that we haven't talked about is what you just said. If you do over time, you're not going to be Skeletor, me, but you're going to look fucking awesome. You're going to feel great. Your life is going to you're going to be firing on all cylinders.
Yes.
And that's the thing that people don't talk about. And that's another expectation. You can build the body of your dreams. Again, you're not going to be the gal on social media, but it's going to be your body of your dreams. Right. And over time, and this may be 1, 2, 3, 5 years, but over time,
not 2 months.
Correct. Not 2 months, not 4 months. It takes time. Please don't lean into that, ma'am. It takes time. And if you do exactly what you said, you adjust it as you need,
Yep.
you're going to look in the mirror. I have a friend I've been training in person for 4 years now. I shouldn't say it. She's not training in person anymore because I actually got her to the place to go to the gym by herself. Yay. And she's finally seeing it.
Yeah.
Like we focused on PRs. We focused on form. We focused on all those things for so long. And she was so fixated with the scale. She finally did progress photos for me. She wouldn't do them forever. And she's like, holy shit. I go, right. That's what I tell you this whole time. And just now she's like, people are giving me all these compliments.
Right.
I see this, and there's still things that she wants to change. However, it's taken her time to do that. And now she's in this wonderful place. She still goes on vacation. She goes to happy hours with her friends. She goes on dates. We go to happy hour together. And that's a whole nother situation. Like, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And she stayed the course.
What I think is what we can reflect on that too is define what your health is and what does your health include. Does it include relationships? Does it include being able to go out and socialize? Does it include being able to go and do something you enjoy, not necessarily with anybody else? And that encompasses more of what you're looking for, of this well-roundedness.
Right. It's whole health.
Yeah. And so when you can picture like, okay, what is it defined as? And then what supports that? It's more likely going to be what we're talking about, like in this kind of last part. Ground. Yeah, the middle ground and what I can do over time, as opposed to what do I need to get done to achieve that body? Because that body is going to, it's not going to last.
No.
Because something's going to happen and it's going to explode in some way or another. And letting go of it is going to be even more challenging because now you've had it.
Oh yeah.
Right.
That's a
like,
mental fuck.
Yeah. Like you've had it. How do I keep it, but still take care of my hormones again? How do I do that? And it's like, but you can't.
Right. It's unsustainable.
Yeah.
And I don't know how people do it. Again, it's their job. Right. Right now, could it be my job? Right.
Sometimes it's their hobby. And
they don't even get paid for it. Could I do it right now because I have more time? Sure. Do I want to? No. I don't care. I was 139 pounds. My average weight is anywhere from 148 to 152.
39 is pretty lean.
At
my leanest, I think I was like 123.
Yeah. Everyone's like 139. I'll show you photos.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. I was pretty like little.
And so I want, again, why we're talking about this, helping you understand what we've been through. Again, not prep, not bodybuilding, what we've been through to get lean. Maybe there's a better way that we don't know.
Yeah. There could be, but I have yet to meet a like-minded coach who comes from the same camp.
Correct.
And has had similar experiences that would describe a different story.
Yes. So if you're out there, we'd love to hear from you. So it would not look like this, 6 days in the gym, multiple days of cardio, super, clean eating,
macro counting,
everything, scale, meal prep, or Tupperware, gallon of water, not going out, having anxiety. What else? Not drinking.
No treats, no drinks.
Okay.
Reduce time with friends and family.
So if it doesn't have that, I still don't care. Actually, I don't care.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to do it my way,
Yeah.
And for clients, for listeners, again, you've got to, set your expectations based on what you're willing to give.
Right. And if you're constantly bombarding yourself with images that reflect this, that you're looking for, and those people are not in the same life situation as you, we should probably get that out.
Cut it.
Yeah.
Cut it. I just had a great conversation about this. She's like, yeah, I just stopped following people. I'm like, good. Follow the dogs.
Yeah.
If you need guidance, the Mindset and Matter program, the coaching program that we run is not just going to help you with the mindset shifts. Even if you have been someone who has been lean.
Yep.
And needs help with recreating a relationship with your body. Because I will say, you said this, I hated my 140 142-pound body. I hated
my
145-pound body. Now I'm at like 151, 152. And I'm like, I love this body.
Yeah.
I love you. Right.
I like it because I have bigger boobs too.
Yeah. Like, that's like, a whole nother
like, honestly,
I got ass, I got tits.
Yeah. I feel more feminine.
Yes.
Whereas in my leaner body, I did not. I looked ripped.
Yeah. My friend Melissa's like, you lost your ass.
Well, and Michael was like, I mean, you look good, but you have no boobs.
Yeah.
I was like, it's fine. Like, I have abs. He's like, I don't. Yeah. He's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like,
right. No, and so we'll help you through that for the ex-competitor, the person who's been like me that wants to get to a place. Not like where I'm at, wherever you're at, right?
Yeah, softness,
and just the mindset of I don't need to look like that. I don't want to feel like that. I don't want to live like that, right? And or for the person who's like, but I want to take what we're saying. Are you willing to make these sacrifices? You may say this initially, but when life gets lifey, that's just gonna go away. And so why don't we just find the place that it's sustainable, you can do over time and just have patience.
Yeah.
Have patience in the process. I had a client like, shouldn't I be gaining muscle already? I've been doing this for about a year. And I'm like, you are gaining muscle. I'm like, look at your lifts. But shouldn't they just like pop out? I'm like, it's not how this works.
like a little blow pumps, like
I told her this is going to take you time.
Yeah.
Well, she had lost a ton of weight.
Yeah.
Means like this, and then gained it back, and then I wouldn't put her in like major cuts.
Of course,
her maintenance, and then she fell in love with strength
being able to eat too.
That too.
Yeah.
She loved it, and then when she went into cuts, she had a little bit of behaviors come up.
That's something to note too. Is it's so funny because when you see how much you can eat and then you're ready, like when clients are like, okay, I'm ready for that cut. And I'm like, okay, we're in a good spot. Let's do it. When they go to the cut, they're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, it's supposed to be hard. We're only here for a little bit.
And they're like, where's, I miscalculated macros 2 days ago. She goes, that's lower than I was before. And I was like, wait, what? Because and she says, yeah, I was at 22. And this was someone who was terrified of eating 22. She's like, give me my 22 back.
Yeah.
So anyways, our program is here to help you with that. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Are you kicking me?
No, I pushed because I was adjusting.
Gotcha. I'm so light. Or you're so it's fucking quad. Yeah. That's what it actually is. Also helping you with creating that nutrition plan, the exercise plan,
realistic
the norms.
Yes,
family
dynamics, how to include your family to support moving towards better health.
Yes. Learning how to do this in a way that's not going to trigger your daughter to continue the patterns that you're in. That's a whole other convo. So hopefully, I know we kind of bounced around today. I hope you get the gist of this. Life is better when you're balanced. Abs, you're not going to remember your six-pack when you're fucking dying. You're going to remember the times with your family. You remember your relationships, the laughter, the joy, all the things,
vacations you enjoyed in a foreign place that with food that you'll never have again.
Right. Scarcity. Right. And we hope that you take away from this, and that's it.
Yeah.
Right. If you like this information, please give us a follow on Instagram. I'm Mindset of Matter Coaching.
I'm fitbyamanda.az.
You can also watch this recording. We're getting better at it. We have a camera now on YouTube at the Mindset of Matter. We are going to start changing these up to actually make them for the podcast.
What do you mean?
The titles. So instead of the Mindset of Matter, which is a coaching program, the Mindset Mirror Connection.
Okay.
But right now, you can find us at the Mindset of Matter on most platforms, TikTok, YouTube, and then Mindset of Matter Coaching on IG, and then Amanda's coaching, fitbyamanda.az.
Yeah.
If you're interested in coaching with us, we have a variety of programs that will, that we do this. We have a very intimate one-to-one coaching program, as well as an on-demand coaching program. And we're going to be launching an even less intensive program as well. So if you want information, please look for the Clarity Call link in the show notes. And that's it.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. What you say in the mind,
you see in the mirror. Goodbye.
Peace.